Looking for a Boston neighborhood that checks the boxes of charm, a lot of history, and a ton of great food? Then you're going to want to check out the North End. This is Boston's version of Little Italy and one of the most vibrant and walkable spots in all of Boston. So today we're going to do a map tour of this iconic neighborhood, show you the housing market, where to eat, some good local spots, how to explore like a local. And so stick around because you're going to fall in love with the North End by the end of this tour. So let's go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike O'Brien. I'm a Boston real estate agent and expert, helping people like you find their perfect home, their perfect neighborhood, their perfect spot to land here in this city of Boston. Now today we're going to be diving into one of Boston's most iconic and historic neighborhoods, the North End. In this video, we'll go over the housing market. We'll talk about some of my favorite restaurants, watering holes, spots to grab a bite, a drink, what have you. We'll go over some of the history of the North End, some of the landmarks, some of the outdoor spaces, and we'll be going through everything using our trusted map so you can picture exactly where everything is. So let's start the tour. All right, let's get in North End. We look at Boston here as we scroll out a little bit and start to scroll in, and we start to see the outline of the North End, which is very much on the north side of Boston. So Back Bay, South End, downtown over here, Boston Common Theater District, and then right across 93, tucked away, not really tucked away, but kind of all by itself here on the other side of 93 is the North End. You've got East Boston over here, and you got the waterfront, the harbor, whatever you want to call it, and let's start to get into it. So really a kind of compact and smaller neighborhood as far as Boston goes. And you talk about how Boston doesn't necessarily follow the grid system very often as you go through the city. Very few, I think, sections of Boston do follow that grid system. But this might be an urban planner's nightmare when it's all said and done. Again, you can see a lot of one-way streets. Definitely not a grid system here, kind of all over the place. But your major thoroughfares are Hanover Street. That's kind of your main street, Salem Street to an extent as well, and then Commercial Street or Atlantic Avenue that goes into Commercial Street that really spans the perimeter here of the North End. So before we get into kind of neighborhoods and some great spots and the outdoor spaces, I just want to take you through the housing market real quick. Let's X out that. So if we're looking at single families in the North End, and you look at this number up here, 0. Okay. If we look at sold, under agreement, contingent, over the last 6 months, still 0. So what are you going to find? Not a lot of in the North End, single families. It's largely row homes, condos. You're going to find a lot of condominium opportunities, apartment style condos in particular, and you're going to find a lot of rental opportunities as well. So if I go to condominiums, and we're just looking at what's on the market right now, and we look at solds as well. So 47. So this is what you're going to find in the North End. And again, the beginning of 2025 has been kind of a low inventory time. North End, no exception. Now, if you want to look in the rental market, that is a little bit of a different monster. So 57 out there, last 6 months, 157. So you have a lot of rental opportunities in the North End. But if we go back to the housing market, and we look at let's look at the solds. So last 6 months, 27 sold apartments, or rather sold condos. And if we're just looking at sale prices, I mean, you can find studios for as low as $340,000. You can find amazing luxury townhomes or condos, I should say, upwards of $2 million, definitely in the 7 figures. Now, if you're looking at the average list price, you're getting close to $1 million there for sure. Average sale price has been a little bit less than that list price. So, and you can see almost, more than a month and a half days to offer. You have almost 2 months days on market. Now, a property like this, higher price point, going to last a little bit, skewing those a little bit, but you do see certain things that are getting 1, 2, 3, 8 days to offer. So things still going quick at times, but again, some opportunity. But again, you look at what those average price points are for average list, average sale, that's what you're going to get in the North End. So, definitely in the high 6 figures high six figures, and definitely can find plenty of great properties, really nice properties, but obviously into the $1 million range. But you can find, as you can see, plenty um, in that six-figure range as well. So again, just to give you a little bit of the housing market, and let's take a look real quick at the rental market as well. Again, this is the last 6 months. So 100 on the dot, pretty impressive. But yeah, studio here for 1750, one bedroom, one bath, starting at 2000, and so one bedroom, one baths, lingering in those in the 2000 range. As you get into the two bedroom, firmly into the two bedroom, you're getting the 3000, and of course you can definitely find some luxury rentals that are all the way up into the this above 5000. Um, so options out there when it comes to the rental market and the housing market in North End, at least price wise. In terms of your options, I mean, it's condos only when it comes to the housing market. So, but let's get into the map here. Again, this is an urban planner's nightmare, but it is, again, one of the most charming neighborhoods, I think, in Boston. So if we're looking at the satellite view, just give you a little sense of what this neighborhood looks like. Now it is tight, not just in terms of the density of the housing there, but the road's tight as well. A lot of one ways, but a lot of waterfront space as well. And you see a lot of these, condominium complexes on the waterfront. And we'll take a bit of a look at that as well. But just again to scroll out a little bit, here's North End, and again, right across, we talked about the walkability a little bit, or we should talk about the walkability. I mean, you have North Station right there. That's going to be one of your major T stations. You're going to have the Haymarket station right here. So you have that T station, and you have buses that run um, all the way through the North End as well. So not just North Station, you also have TD Garden, which is not too far away, Boston Public Market, which is a great farmers market there. They have it's almost like an indoor food court as well. I'm not doing a great job explaining it, but again, right across the Greenway here, across Cross Street, if you will. So I'm transitioning a little bit here to a satellite view. So start to give you a sense of the North End is all about. Again, it is compact, not just housing wise, but a lot of one-way streets, a lot of one-way streets, and you start to see, and let's do a little 3D view here, right? You know, so again, you start to see kind of the density of it all, right? But you also have these great waterfront properties, condominiums as well. We talk about the walkability, and it would take you through the public transportation a little bit. North Station right here. You also have the Haymarket T stop over here. I love that the North Station gets top billing. This is TD Garden, so where the Bruins and Celtics play. And then over here you have City Winery location, Boston Public Market, which is kind of this indoor food court, but also has a lot of local artists and local it's food vendors. So this and farmers markets as well. So actually, this right here behind. You can see all these tents, Blackstone Street and Hanover Street. These turn into little farmers markets, local produce during the week as well. And this is the Greenway that separates basically downtown Boston from North End. You just have to go across Cross Street to get to all these spots that are not North End. But there's so much to do in the North End and so many great spots to check out. So let's start to get into it. Before going down Hanover Street, which again, the main street, I just want to take you down Salem and and it's a beautiful, beautiful, it looks like, let's see, people wearing long sleeves. So yeah, beautiful spring day here in Boston. But bread and butter, fun little bakery cafe here as we head down Salem Street. start to show you some of my favorite spots. But again, you start to see, you got to start to get the sense a little bit of the compactness of it all, right? And this outdoor seating has been a great, I think, byproduct of the pandemic. It's weird to say that's a great byproduct, but outdoor seating really wasn't a thing in the North End before that. But now, you know, like a lot of restaurants, they were almost had to do outdoor seating, and now it's become a more permanent fixture of the North End for certain restaurants. It's great. So Neptune Oyster, great place to get seafood, oysters, of course. This spot, I just, I mean, if you're a Sopranos fan, you recognize the font. I'd be a little remiss. I'd really be a little remiss if I didn't take you through that, or at least show you that. So Salem Street really runs parallel to Hanover Street, which again is the main street. So I'm showing you these different spots. Again, if you're looking for Italian food, you can't walk more than 5 feet then before bumping into another great Italian restaurant. But you start to see a little bit of the houses look like here. Again, historic row homes. You will see some. Ooh, that was a lot. You will see some. It really wants to show you the top of these buildings. There we go. You will see some renovation, but maybe not as much as like we've seen in what we'll call South Boston. Not definitely not the South End because they want to hold on to those Victorian brownstones. But what you are seeing is, yeah, definitely some work done there. And what you're seeing is a lot of these condos being internally being renovated, updated, and so becoming more a little luxury. As we've kind of made our way over to Hanover Street by accident. So I want to go back out real quick just to start at the head of Hanover Street. So that was Salem. And again, just a fun little street where you start to, see all the eateries and whatnot. So this is pretty much the head of Hanover Street. So again, downtown Boston there, cross street, and then this is the street. And I'd say I'm lucky enough to have eaten in quite a few of these restaurants here. Luca, great spot to grab a bite. Rico, going up a little bit, and I'll name check a little bit. Great place. One of the best meals I've ever had in Boston. You'll see them on one you'll see this restaurant a lot on list of best, places to grab a bite in Boston. Parla, great cocktails there. You can roll the dice, 20-sided die, and depending what number comes up, you get a cocktail of their making. And Thinking Cup, nice little bakery and coffee shop there. So you see the Freedom Trail here. This is again North End, very much a part of the history of Boston. The Freedom Trail goes all around Boston, showing the different historical landmarks and battle sites and all that of colonial Boston and otherwise. So great thing about the North End, you have your choice of cannoli shops and kind of like, well, listen, I'm from Philly originally, so Pat's and Gino's cheesesteaks. Well, much like that, and people have their cheesesteak spot in Philly. Well, in the North End and in Boston, I'd say people have their cannoli spots as well, or their Italian bakery spots as well. So Modern, one of the most popular cannoli spots. Modern Pastry also has Speakeasy under there for weekend nighttime. And so not only do you have Modern Pastry, but a little bit further up, and I want to make sure I don't miss it because you want to give equal time. You have Mike's Pastries. So yeah, there's Modern. And then if we drop off will come with mics. Where are you at? I think there we go. So yeah, I mean, do what I do. Hit both up. Grab a cannoli from one, grab a cannoli from the other, and you'll judge or not, just enjoy them all because it's you're not going to have a bad cannoli either way, or really be it pig's feet, elephant ear, um, cupcake, whatever you want. The desserts there are absolutely amazing. So we continue down Hanover Street a little bit and start to work our way to the waterfront. Because there's one spot I do want to show you as well. Oh, Strega, great steakhouse. Down here as well is, oh, nope. You go a little bit further. So we're going to hop around a little bit and keep on taking down Hanover Street a bit, a little too far. I did want to show you down here if Google Maps wants to cooperate. Let's see if I can do a little maneuver. There we go. And see if I can get you a good view of the Peace Garden. It's a nice little green space um, to ruminate. And then you can see the decorations for St. Anthony's Festival. Again, the big Italian fest in Boston in the North End. Makes sense, right? And so I want to back up a little bit, or back out a little bit, I should say, just to show you, well, Old North Church. Let's see if I can drop us in here. Actually, let's just do this. So Old North Church, of course, well, maybe you don't know, but where, one if by, was it one if by land, two if by sea. This is where Paul Revere's ride started up. The British are coming. The British are coming. So one of the most iconic historical landmarks in Boston, definitely the North End as well. So that is definitely on the Freedom Trail. Not where Paul Revere's gravesite is. That is down towards the Common. You can also see the tombstone for Sam Adams as well. So, but that is a different section of the city. But again, want to show you the historical landmark here of the Old North Church. Again, one of the most iconic landmarks in all of Boston. I do also need to show you, let's see if I can find it here. The the Great Molasses Flood plaque. There it is. So again, not much to look at, but back in the day, I forget the exact year, but there was a huge vat of molasses burst and sent something like, I don't even numbers, like tens and thousands of gallons of molasses through the streets of North End at something like 35 miles per hour. Actually killed 21 people. So there is a plaque to commemorate the Great Molasses Flood in the North End. So again, going back out a little bit, but I also want to take you down, again, one of my favorite streets. So right next to Hanover Street, again, coming down to the right side is North Street, and it goes into Garden Court Street. And just, again, want to show you some more eateries. You have the Paul Revere House there as well. But if you, I love that just all says Freedom Trail. But more fun eateries, Mancello, Porcella family. I have had a great dinner there. So you got the Paul Revere House. Also coming up North Square Street. And I'll make sure I don't pass it. Right here on the left side, and you see the little symbol there. Let's see if I can zoom in. Not really. Pharmacia. So this is basically, I call it a cocktail lounge, really a cocktail experience. So they release tickets for reservations like a month ahead of time, and each month they have a theme. And much like you would go and experience a dinner for a 5-course dinner that is set, you get kind of your choices of appetizers or dinners. Same thing here, but with cocktails. So depending on what the theme is, they give you, I think it's 3 courses of drinks, and you get your choice of this or that, depending on the theme. They provide some light snacks. So definitely check out Farmers. It's an experience for sure. So make sure you check that out. Um, Roma, good little restaurant as well. And of course, what do you got over here? You got Mama Mara, Mama Mara, Mama Maria. Sorry, love that. So, all right, I'm giving you a lot of the eateries, clearly. But listen, you can go all up and down these side streets here and just find a hole. Not there's even a hole in the wall. Just find some great spots for great Italian food. Um, a bite, a bite, a coffee, an espresso, cafe, drink, what have you. So I do want to take you a little bit of the waterfront and a little bit of the green space here as well. So as this loads up, this is technically just outside the north end. So you're really getting into you get really to the aquarium section and downtown crossing section or downtown section of Boston. But Christopher Columbus Waterfront Park might as well just be the north end. So you got some good green space here. You have the marinas. You have these waterfront condos and apartments. Harbor Walk, if anyone's seen any of my other videos before, you know that this Harbor Walk and several Harbor Walks all around the city. Boston Sail Loft, great spot, kind of like traditional, I'd say more traditional kind of seafood dishes there. But you have Lewis Wharf condos. Um, you have Sergeant's Wharf over here. So, and if you have a boat, you have marina opportunities, Boston Sailing Center. And it looks like, that may be waves, but it looks like it's a whole school of who knows what. So again, Union Wharf, Lincoln Wharf. So you have these condo opportunities. And we get Mama Maria out of here. All these waterfront condo opportunities. So it's not just these row homes in North End, condos, but again, you have really all this kind of like we'll call it new construction, recent construction, I would say. And let's see if we can just scroll around a little bit and check these. But obviously, like these condos here, some of the most coveted in the North End, and I'll even call the city. You do still have the Boston Coast Guard station here. You have your athletic fields over here, your parks. Back to that, back to that plaque again, the Great Molasses Flood. And then also, I just want to show you over here as well. So again, this is the Zakin Bridge coming from the north of Boston into downtown. And so basically coming from here or here, and they're building a bridge here. Hopefully that's going to alleviate some of the traffic coming into Lovejoy Wharf in the North End. So Lovejoy Wharf, definitely part of the North End. Converse has their headquarters here as well. There's actually, there it is, Alcove. This is a great little, I think, spring or summer spot to grab some charcuterie, grab some cocktails, grab some wine. And also, again, big apartment buildings, condo buildings as well. And so this is a little bit more of, I'd say, the industrial section of, or commercial section of the North End. And again, jumping around a little bit. So again, see the athletic fields. That's, by the way, that's the Zakin Bridge coming north of the city into downtown Boston. This bridge has been under construction for a long time. As well, should get into the North End. So there's North Station. This is downtown, but it's fun. Is that Converse's headquarters are there. Alcove is a fun little, I'd say, spring summer spot right on the water. Grab some charcuterie, grab a glass of wine. A little bit of a hot spot during the summer as well. And Regina Pizzeria is I guess technically a chain restaurant or a chain pizzeria, but people swear by Regina Pizzeria, a staple of Boston, of the Boston pizza scene, if you will. So again, this and I love that this is Little Italy right here. But when you're talking about Little Italy, I mean it's the North End. Really, not even Little Italy, it is Big Italy um, here in the North End. So, oh, that's there you go. Terra Mia Ristorante voted #1 best Italian. So there you go. So again, give you a sense of the North End. So I mean, you have the waterfront housing. You have the waterfront there as well. Looks over to Charlestown and East Boston. And may not have as much green space as some of the other neighborhoods we've looked at, but it's got so much history. It does have green space. I'd say, on the outskirts, adjacent. You have the Greenway here. You have Christopher Columbus Park, which is just outside, I guess, technically the border of the North End. You have your playing fields, and again, just to give you a sense of this entire scene. Now, I will say, talking about the compactness of the North End, parking can be an issue. And with all the one-way streets, the thin streets, I mean, you can just tell there's a lot of housing here and just not a lot of spots to put cars. So there's resident parking, but knowing visiting North End and trying to park there, and also knowing people who live in North End and have tried to have cars there, it can definitely be a challenge. So, the good thing is it is so walkable. It is so walkable. And you have the T not too far away. And seriously, so much within Boston is within walking distance. So, give you one last sweep of the North End and all it has to offer. So that was our tour of the North End. What did you think of the neighborhood? Great neighborhood if you're looking for amazing walkability, not only within the North End, but so much within walking distance of this neighborhood as well. If you're looking for some of the best food in the city, including, well, especially Italian food, and if you're looking for a neighborhood that has a good sense of its history and community, or you're looking for a neighborhood where you feel comfortable living and don't necessarily need a car, then the North End is maybe your perfect match. But as far as Boston neighborhoods go, it is still a very special neighborhood, no matter what. It truly is special. So I thank you for joining me on this map tour of the North End. If you're thinking about moving to this neighborhood or just want to learn more about Boston real estate in general, hit that like button, subscribe, and explore my Moving to Boston playlist so you never miss any of the content or any of the knowledge and guidance we're putting out here. So whether you're buying, relocating, or just exploring, I've got you covered. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.